Hey all, Pete here out on the trap line. Happy Ash Wednesday to y'all. Got my ashes. Go get yours, even if you're not a Catholic. Here's an invitation from a Catholic to all my Protestant brothers and sisters to join us on Ash Wednesday as a season of time to pray and fast and give, all in an effort to get closer to Jesus Christ. I just shot a video with a raccoon catch, and I was just about to leave, and I looked over and I was like, man, I got to put a beaver set right here. I don't think there's any active beaver down here right now. They've done some damage a few months ago. Last year, this is where I caught like 5 or 6 of those big bastards, and I think we've got a few drive-by beaver coming through here. They're either living upstream or downstream somewhere, and they're coming through here and doing some damage and leaving, and so I wasn't real hot on making beaver sets, but I looked over at this, and I just like, I got to put a beaver set there. And so again, these videos are largely for beginners. Anybody who traps beaver has seen sets like the one I'm going to show right now, but this is for beginners, and to help people learn. And so I'm going to show you what I got going on here. So first you can see this tree. They come up, they've been chewing on it. They haven't been hitting it real hard. It looks like they've hit it maybe twice, and in the last few months. And so what I've done is I've made a caster mound. I piled up a bunch of mud right here, and that's just to beaver, that's like an invitation to come see what's going on. They especially in the spring, they will come and investigate that. So I've got my caster mount. I'm going to put some lure on it. Haven't done that yet. I'll do that right before I leave. Down here in the water, I got 2 Bridger number 5s. There's a lot of different thoughts on how to do this. Some guys say, go back till the water's lower than a certain depth and put them there and you'll get their back foot. And other guys like me tend to like to go for front foot catches. Especially when the water's deep. Here it doesn't change the depth a whole lot. Like right here, it's up to mid boot and it's about the same there. And so I think my best bet here is to put them side by side. A beaver that's, I've fenced a little bit, but not too much. And a beaver that's going to go up and investigate that is most likely going to go up this side. There is a chance he could go up over here. I'm going to fence this a little bit more before I go. I just thought of that. I think I need to fence that. So I don't want him to go up over there. I want him to go up through here. And the water is shallow. And if you notice, I don't have a real long drowning cable down to my rock here. But what I've done is I've got a 10-pound rock wired to each trap, which, and these are pretty long chains on these traps. They're about 3-foot chains. So beaver swims out here. He's got another 3 feet to mess around with. Then he's in deeper water, and there's a rock on the end of each of these traps. So that's my first safeguard against a too shallow of a set here. My second safeguard here is that I've got 2. And so it's likely, it's not guaranteed, but it's likely if I catch a beaver here, he's going to get a foot in each trap. He's going to get a front foot in one and a back foot in the other, messing around, or a tail or something. I mean, I'm going to get him probably in two spots, which, prevents a twist off. Okay. Third thing I got going for me here is I'm checking every day. So I don't always check my traps every day, but on this set, because see, there's a bridge right here. I could just drive down here at lunch real quick on my way home and just peek over at this. And if there's a beaver in it, I can get him. And if not, just go on my way. So, again, I got 2 big number 5s, double long springs. Chances are he's going to get a foot in each. 2, I got heavy rocks wired to the traps, and I got 3 feet of chain. So he's going to get into some deep water, most likely. I've drowned a beaver on tougher spots than this. So, and 3, I'm checking every day. So, I'm pretty good chance of preventing a twist off. There's been the only times I get twist offs, it seems like, is when I'm on longer checks. If I'm on my traps every day or so, or every 2 days, you know, I'll have beaver alive in traps sometimes, but I want to twist off. So it's when I either have way too shallow water, or I'm going 72 hours. In Idaho we can go 72. I'm going 72, and I got a dubious set, you know, that I'm not real confident in, and a beaver ends up twisting out of it. So anyway, this is just, you know, when I was taught this, it was called a slide set, by my mentor. Now, other people have told me a slide set is where beaver are sliding down into the water. And I'm like, okay, you know, so what's this? So they said, well, it's a caster mound set. And I'm like, all right, well, the reason I was taught it was a slide set is because you have a cable that the traps slide down on, and then, you know, they can't slide back up, and so you drown the beaver. And so I still call this a slide set. You know, some guys call it a caster mound set. But this is my favorite beaver set if I'm using leg hold traps. I didn't put a conibear here just because I would have had to do a way more fencing. And right now it looks almost exactly like it did before I made the set. I used to not care about beaver. I had never dealt with a trap shy beaver until last year, and it was a pain in my ass. And finally we started getting them with some snares. And so I had just never, I'm 50 in a few months, been trapping since I was 14, never had a trap shy beaver. And then last year I had a bunch, and I'm like, okay, so I am more careful now when I make a beaver set, like, you know, like I am with any other predator, like with any predator, land predators. I don't want it to look like, you know, I want it to look like kind of the same, you know, I don't want to disrupt things too much. So, you know, this looks almost exactly like it did before I put the traps in. The only thing I added is this stick. It was down lower. I brought it up just a little bit. That's it. That's all I did. I am going to take a couple sticks from up there and just kind of stick them in the mud over here to kind of discourage a beaver going in this way. Now, if he does go in that way, that doesn't mean I won't catch him. I could catch him on the way out, but I want to kind of make him think about going in this way. I don't really want him to go in over there. All right. Chances are, again, there's not a beaver in the area. They're just coming through. So this may sit here for a couple weeks before something hits it, and that's fine. I'm not going to leave the rest of my traps out that long, but this one and my beaver snare I've got over there that I made the video for, I can leave those here till March 31st, or maybe even longer now in Idaho. I think they just changed the regs on that. And so that will kind of help to make sure that if there's any beaver coming in here to do damage, we catch them in one of these spots. All right, so remember, today is Ash Wednesday. Whether you're Catholic or Protestant, just, you know, I encourage you to dedicate these next 40 days to prayer, fasting, and giving to charitable things or almsgiving, in an effort to get close to our common Lord Jesus Christ. And remember, God is great, guns are good, and freedom is precious. Bye.